And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the MTVM Podcast. That stands for Movies, Television, Video Games, and Music. This is our second episode, like I said, and we have some great topics tonight. So, hopefully, tonight's episode. And joining me are the two co-hosts of this podcast. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and I'm back on the MTVM podcast with none other than my good friends Diego and Andrew. We got some exciting topics. I got some exciting movie topics for you guys. A good music topic and some exciting television topics. So, yeah, this shall be a fun episode.
Yeah, definitely. It should be a great episode. All right, and Mr.
Me?
Me?
Hey. I'm just fucking writing out my something for later, and it's not going as well as I hope. But anyway, you guys know who I am. Excited for this show. We had a great show last week, and I know we're gonna have a great show this week.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a good episode tonight. I guarantee it. All right, so we have some people in the live chat. Danny Rusman with his first comment. Hello.
Danny's the real MVP. He's always first.
Yes.
Everybody better step up their game.
Yeah. But that's cool. Mr. Garrison, thank you for watching, Gary. Sammy, hey Sammy, what's up? And MC Deadpool is on the live chat. Hello, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's podcast, tonight's episode. All right, so with that being said, let's get started right away. So the first section we're going to do is video games, and tonight is going to be pretty much Andrew's section because he's the only one with video games topics. He only has 2 topics today, so Andrew, without any further ado, just take it away with what you got to say about video games.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to discuss is Overwatch because, they had BlizzCon recently, and they announced a new character. And I go, this is pretty big news, especially for an Overwatch fan. If you're not an Overwatch fan, I guess you really don't care. But I'm still going to discuss it because I am a big Overwatch fan. The character is its name or her name is Moira, and I think I don't remember if I explained this last week, but there are 4 different classes of heroes. There's ones that specialize in attack, ones that are specialized in defense, ones that are tanky characters, and then the ones that are support. And Moira is a support character, and her main thing is there's this one character called Zenyatta, and he can heal but also do a lot of damage. And this is pretty much what Moira is. She can heal and do a lot of damage. And it's I think she looks really cool. She has a great look, and I'm very excited to see what she looks like. Also at BlizzCon, they finally released a skin that I've kind of been wanting for a while. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Don't have much to say about that other than I think she's cool, and I'm really excited to see what to use her. I can't wait till she comes out. And the second thing I'm going to discuss, I recently finished the first 2 chapters of the Batman Enemy Within. It's the sequel to the Telltale first Telltale. This is pretty much its second season, like how The Walking Dead has season. This is the second version of Batman, and I recently finished that, and I really enjoyed the first one. I really thought it kind of set up the world nicely. And this one, and the first one, they kind of tease a character that I really, he one of my favorites. Actually, he is my favorite, but I'm not going to spoil it for those who want to play it. But in this one, it delves deeper into what this character is, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The first what is it? Episodes they're called? Episodes, chapters, whatever they're called.
Yeah, episodes.
The first episode is very Riddler heavy, and I really like it. And there's something big that happens, and what I really like about this one is it actually shows you how the relationships change. I don't know if this happened in any other one, but it shows you how the relationship changes between each character because you are Batman. And for those who don't know what the Telltale games are about, you pretty much choose how the story goes. You make a whole bunch of choices, and each choice that you make affects how the game is played. So you could play it once through, and then the second time you go to play it, it could be completely different because of just you choose different choices. And in the second episode, there are more characters are introduced, like Bane and Harley Quinn, and who else? Freeze, Mr. Freeze, Dr. Freeze. What is his name? Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze.
Freeze.
Yeah. I don't know why I blanked on that.
Don't even, please.
But yeah, and I really like cause I really like the relationship between those three guys, and I really like what Batman has to do, or Bruce Wayne in this matter has to do, in order to stop the bad guys. And I'm not going to spoil it because it's a pretty big plot point, but overall, right now, I'm really enjoying what it's doing. It's not my favorite Telltale. If I were to suggest a Telltale game to play, it would honestly be The Wolf Among Us. I think that's the best out of all of them. But this is still a pretty solid one. If you're a fan of Batman, you're going to like this. And so far, I give it like an 8 out of 10. Nothing too crazy.
High score. Yeah.
What?
No, but that is still a high score, even though it's
I mean, so far there's 3 other episodes to go. Yes. So I really don't know. As to whether I like I think it's on par with the first one so far. But okay. Yeah, that's what I got so far. That's all that is for that.
All right, and in the live chat we have Ryan O'Toole. Hello. He says, "I love Telltale's The Walking Dead series. I played the first game, at least most of it, and I actually really liked it. It reminded me of what you were talking about, Andrew, how like a choice, one person's choice could be like something different than the other. And I thought it was a really good game. Didn't it win Game of the Year?
It won Game of the Year. Not that I necessarily. Okay, I'm not saying it didn't deserve it. I would have personally gave it to, I believe, Far Cry. Either Far Cry 3 or BioShock Infinite came out that year. Because there was 1 year.
Oh yeah.
There was BioShock Infinite came out 1 year, and I thought it should have won, and it didn't win. And then the other year, another year, literally the next year, I think Far Cry 3 came out, and I think that should have won because I love Far Cry 3. It's an amazing game, and that didn't win. But I mean, Walking Dead it's the first season is a great game.
Yeah.
But I personally like The Wolf Among Us the best.
Okay. Yeah. Sammy in the live chat says, "I want to play some of the Telltale games in the future." Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of good games, in that series. So.
Yeah, I actually just started the Guardians one, so I guess when I'm done with that, I'll review that one.
That's fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
What, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, they have a Guardians of the Galaxy one. Yeah.
No way, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, they Well, the problem, I think I want a Wolf Among Us sequel, but I don't think we're gonna get it. And the main reason is
you are. Oh, they are. They're making a season 2.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Okay, I never mind that.
Yes.
You'll be anticipating that then, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Very much.
Is that all you gotta say about that, Andrew?
Yes, that's all I gotta say.
All right, so that's our thing on video games. A very short section today, but it's fine. So
it will happen.
Now we're on to music. We got some exciting stuff for music. So I'll go first with this because I do have a topic for this. So last week, Double Nine had one of his topics, which was if there was any hope for Maroon 5, because the day we aired the first podcast, like the day after, their new album came out, the Maroon 5 album, Red Pill Blues. So my topic's going to be a review for that album. Now, Double Nine posted his review a couple hours ago, I believe. So if you want to check that out, his channel is in the link down below. So just after this podcast is over, just subscribe to his channel, check his review out, and all that kind of good stuff. But Double Nine, you can also join me if you want. If you want to elaborate on something.
Yeah, sure, I will.
So I listened. So here's my thing with Maroon 5. Before, I used to love them. I used to think they were a phenomenal group. Adam Levine had a fantastic voice, and just the music and all the songs were not only really catchy, but I thought they were really well done. So I was a huge fan of Maroon 5. Then as time went on, I felt like Maroon 5 got way too commercial. Like some of his songs were just very auto-tune, and it just was not as good as it used to be.
What? What?
Well,
That was the most glorious thing I've ever heard in my life.
What is it? Yesterday, I just kept on burping. It was like bad.
oh my god. Well, I was gonna say that with this album, I was hoping that it would be good, and here's what I'll say, because there's a deluxe version and there's a regular version. I listened to the regular, album, and there's 10 songs, I believe, with 10 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I like about 3 of them. Track 1, track 3, and track 5 I like. I don't hate the other ones, but to me they're just okay and nothing special. So in other words, the album, I don't think it's a terrible album like some people say it is, but it's kind of disappointing. It's not very good, honestly. And it's sad because when you listen to their older music, I don't remember the name of the album.
Songs About Jane. That was their first album, which is still their best album to me.
Yeah, or like even some songs I'll mention, like Sunday Morning, or She Will Be Loved, and a lot of other songs I can't remember at the top of my head. But great songs. And when you even like the songs in this album that I like, even comparing them to the old ones, it just pales in comparison.
Yeah.
So honestly, as far as, I guess I'll answer Double Nine's question if there's any hope for Maroon 5. I mean, I don't want to say completely no. He's probably going to stick with this kind of music, forever. Unless he changes back to his old ways, and it'll be fantastic, because even in 2014, he wrote and performed a song called Lost Stars for the movie Begin Again, and that was a great song. It was nominated for Best Song of that year. So, he is capable of doing, great stuff, but he just, I guess him and his group are, just doing this auto-tune commercial stuff. And honestly, I don't hate it, but I really feel like doing better stuff.
Yeah.
So essentially, I don't hate the album. I just think there's 3 songs I do like. I find them catchy, but other than that, it's all right. What do you guys say about that, Double Nine? If you want to say.
I'm the complete opposite. I really hated this. Honestly, it was it was really. It was really hard for me to listen to this. I was in shock because even when Maroon 5 is not good, they're not like this bad to me. It was so unbearable to listen to at points for me because it was so boring and so generic and so formulaic to me that I was just like, where's the spark of energy that this band used to have? You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't there on this album. Only 2 of the songs I felt like it was there. What Lovers Do, which I still think is probably like...
That's one of the ones I liked. Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that's like probably like the best song they've done in like years. Honestly, I think it's got a really nice funky bass line to it. Adam Levine sounds really good on this song. And Girls Like You, that's probably the only other song I really like cared for on that album. Besides that, everything else is just kind of, it just like a bunch of drool just came out of my mouth. Oh my god. But yeah, it's so boring to listen to, honestly. A lot of the songs, like Best for You, which is like the opening track for the album, like it's like one of the most boring tracks I've heard all year that like opens up an album. Like I'm actually
on the opposite side. I actually did like the song, but I will agree that the second song, like you said, What Lovers Do, is the best one on the album.
Yeah, and it's just I couldn't really get into it. It's just, man, even the features on the album, because they do have a couple features on the album. SZA is probably the only one that I think that's on What Lovers Do is probably the only one that I thought was a good feature. Everyone else has just kind of felt like we just need the feature for the sake of a feature. It just didn't really fit with the flow of the song. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even sound like the band is there, honestly. And here's another problem I've had with Maroon 5 over the years, is that it feels like the Adam Levine show. It doesn't feel like a band. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like, with a group that has 7 members in their band, utilize the rest of the 6 of them, not just one of them.
Right.
And oh my god, the worst song to me on this album is literally the closing track, Closure.
Yeah,
Dude,
that song is 11 minutes long, and it's long songs, but it did not need to be that long.
It's 11 and a half minutes long. I brought this up in my review. Earlier this year, I have no problem with long songs. Earlier this year, 9 Inch Nails, when they released their new EP, Add Violence, the last song on there was almost exactly at the length of this one. But here's the difference with that. There's something that was interesting that was going on with that song. The beat kept on getting more and more distorted as the song went along. With this, it's literally the same repeated beat over and over again.
Exactly, yeah. And you're like, okay, is something going to happen? Or is it going to be like this for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes?
It's just literally that for the whole song for the most part, really. I'm just like, I just want this to end, honestly. I kept on checking when it was going to be over. So yeah, overall, honestly, I really hated this. I go more into detail with my review and stuff like that, but if I go like just briefly, it's just the kind of just something that they were just trying to put out just to get on the radio, just for like commercial success wise. It was honestly, I felt like nothing more just for that. So if I have to give a rating for it, I give it a 1 out of 5. I really could not. I found this almost unbearable to listen to at points. So yeah.
I personally, because for me, there was never like one song I hated. Like, I'll give you an example of a song I hate, and it will transition to Double Nine's topic for this, which is a Taylor Swift song, Look What You Made Me Do. Like, that song to me is unbearable. So I never felt any of.
That's on Taylor Swift's album. That's not like on Maroon 5's album.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to clarify that, like, a song that.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. I'm sorry.
That song is a song I hate. Like, there's never like a song in this album that I was like,
okay,
on that level.
Okay, now I get what you're saying. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I would give it like 2.5, and 2.5 out of 5. I think it's mediocre.
Yeah. You think it's?
But Sammy said in the live chat that even he's like a diehard fan of Maroon 5, but even he couldn't defend it. He gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, so that's all I gotta say for the Maroon 5. Did you listen to the album by any chance, Andrew?
No.
Okay. All right, Double Nine. You can go with your topic.
All right, I got a topic. I did this last week. I know I said I was gonna do this every once in a while, but I felt like this needed to be needed because, yeah. Last week, as you all know, I debuted a segment, which I'm going to be doing for this podcast every once in a while, called Is There Any Hope For? Which for a band or a musician that's really having an up and down, downward spiral, rocky road with themselves. And, is there any hope for them? Last week I did for Maroon 5. This week is going to be for an artist that really has people kind of mixed. There's like some people that really love her, some people that kind of are just in the middle, and some people that just downright despise her. Me, I'm in the middle section of it. Like, I think she's been talented in things that she's done in the past, but then there's some other things where she's honestly really god-awful. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Taylor Swift. Is there any hope for her? And before you go into the comments being like, no, there's no hope whatsoever, hear me out. Hear me out on this.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so let's hear me out first. See, you already MC Deadpool already did it.
Deadpool's like, hell no, with like 4.
Here's the thing. With her first, with the first couple of albums, she was more of a country artist. That's what her thing was at first. And I liked her style, even though I don't mind country music, but I'm not like over the moon about it. And I didn't mind her music. It was actually, a lot of the songs were actually really good. I really liked them a lot. And sure, they're about the same thing, but I did think she did a good job of handling, I guess, those type of subject matters and whatever. But once she went into much more of a pop direction and what people have called her a sellout for it, yeah. That's why I felt like her music kind of went down to a kind of downgraded a bit. Not that I hate it by any means. It's not good, honestly. It's not something that I really want to listen to all the time. and stuff like that. I really didn't care for her last album, 1989, which won Best Album at the Grammys over To Pimp a Butterfly. You gotta be kidding me with that shit. But yeah, I mean, I didn't hate the album, but winning over To Pimp a Butterfly, you gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry, I will never forgive the Grammys for that. That's just complete another bull crap.
Well, the Grammys, they're a joke as well. The Grammys are.
Yeah. But
every award show is a joke.
Let's be for real, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
But it's just really, and like, and she's not helping herself with all the controversy she gets all the time. Really, she doesn't help herself at all with that. And then, you know, she is kind of, with this new one called Reputation, which is coming out actually this Friday. That's the reason why I'm doing this.
Okay.
Is because, you know, it's kind of much more of a fire back at all of like her haters and stuff like that. And it's just, then she released the first single, which was like the biggest Nine Inch Nails ripoff I've ever heard in my life, which is called Look What You Made Me Do, which is like the worst song of this year, dear God Almighty, Lord in Heaven.
Garbage song, like a garbage ass song.
Like, if we're talking, it's probably the worst, honest to God, it's probably the worst song she's ever done in her entire career.
Oh, it is. It is, without question. Every time it's on the radio, I hit the next button like there's no fucking tomorrow. Like, I'm like,
I remember my brother, I will never forget this. I remember my brother and I were in a convenience store, and we heard the song playing, and he was like, oh my God, this better not be that god-awful Taylor Swift song again. And I was dying at that. But, yeah, and that song was terrible, and I haven't listened to the other singles. Well, for me, with an album, I listen to like 2 singles, and then I'm done, and then I wait for the rest of the album to come out. Then the next one, Ready For It, was not good. And I've heard the other singles that were like released off of this were not good either. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be the worst album she's ever done, basing on what I'm hearing from the other songs and what I've heard from it so far. But is there any hope? Can she come back from this? Can there be a point where Taylor Swift kind of takes her head out of her ass and be like, you know what, I need to start, you know, really sitting down and trying to make some actual good music? You know, but I do, because like I said, I don't mind her. I do really like a lot of her older stuff a lot. I never want to see people like, I guess, fail miserably. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that type of person. I like to see people succeed. And, especially if someone has talent. And she does. She's proved it many times before. So, I just don't like the direction that she's going for. And it's really hard to tell if there will ever be hope for her. Because, well, look what's happening right now. So, yeah. So, to answer the question, is there any hope for Taylor Swift? I'm more in the direction of maybe and no. I mean, it's like sliding between the both of those, honestly.
So it's not like MC Deadpool, who is absolutely sure that there isn't.
Yes, because me, I'm just like, it's like maybe to like no. It's like going back and forth, because I hope maybe this album can at least be listenable to listen to, but it doesn't seem like it. So yeah.
Here's my thing on Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, but I think she's overrated. I like some of her older stuff. Like, they're not bad. Like, you know, I can listen to them. They're like, okay, she's talented, obviously, just not really my kind of music. But I think the one thing I can't stand, maybe it's not even just her. I think it's her hardcore, diehard fan base.
Oh, honest to God, can I be honest with you? Any fan base to almost anything can be bad. Like, especially music. Music fan bases to, like, artists and stuff like that are terrible. Like, it's, like, even to bands that I like, the fan bases are terrible, too. Like for 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, I've seen it all. Like, they're terrible. Like, awful fan bases. Even though I love the band's music, yeah, their fan bases are really terrible. And sometimes with fan bases, it honestly affects people from listening to their music because of how bad the fan base is, and that sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like Taylor Swift like one of the worst fan bases because even if you talk shit about her, like they will just
mull on you like a rabid dog.
The AC/DC fan base is great.
That's great. But
Danny Russman in a live chat says my most overrated artist working today is Beyonce.
Listen,
Danny,
she's not.
You're so lucky we don't have Beyonce fans called the Beehive. I think that's what they're referred to.
And listen, I just got something
They would
to say.
crucify your ass, Danny. I'm just saying.
Beyonce isn't a fucking queen. She could suck my dick.
honestly, if I had to pick a worst fan base, I'd probably either choose one of these three: Beyonce, Radiohead, or Taylor Swift. Either one of those three fan bases are probably the worst to me.
No, I'd add Justin Bieber there too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
Like I
now,
said, AC/DC's fan base is fantastic.
Same with Green Day. So we're good.
so here's what I'll say. As if there's any hope, I don't know. I just hope and none of the songs in the new album is as awful as "Look What You Made Me Do."
Listen,
Oh God.
I'll say this. I don't think there's any hope for her going back to the love story, or like the what's the song? You Belong With Me. Those type of songs.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. I really did like the songs. I do like We Are Never Getting Back Together, and I do like I Knew You Were Trouble. I think those are pretty good songs. And even then, I don't mind Style as much. And Blank Space is fine. Bad Blood is fine. But she gets progressively worse. I think if there's hope for her going back to the We're Never Getting Back Together, that type of song.
Yeah.
Maybe, hopefully, but I don't think she's ever gonna be make as good of a song as Love Story or You Belong With Me or Teardrops on My Guitar. I don't think she's gonna go back to that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I guess that ends my segment for Is There Any Hope For It? Now, I don't know who will be next. I have to check and see which albums are coming out for certain bands or artists. But we'll have to see down the line. I know for sure once Fall Out Boy's album comes out, like before then, I'm definitely doing an episode on them for that one.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah.
That sounds good. Okay, so now...
But if there's one... Oh, sorry. But if there's one beforehand, I'll definitely let you know.
All right, okay. All right, so now we're going to go to, our most anticipated topic in the music. This is the last topic for music today. And
this is honestly my most anticipated topic, of the whole thing, to be honest.
It could be, yeah. So good thing we're doing it early.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I said last week that starting this week, we would be doing, top 10s of a band or of a singer. And what I mean by top 10, by songs. So
yes.
Top 10 songs, and today we're doing Queen. So
yes, this shall be interesting.
This is so incredibly difficult. I had second thoughts about this 15 minutes before the podcast started.
Yeah.
But I think I got a very good list.
Me too.
Right. So we're not doing any honorable mentions. So
suspense.
Yep. So I'll go first. I'll dominate. You can go second. Angie, you can go third. And whoever has the same number 10, number 9, just join in. All that good stuff. And here we go. All right. So I'll start with my number 10 favorite Queen song. And people in the live chat, if you have any favorite Queen songs or anything, you guys are more than welcome to say them. I know Queen's one of the most popular bands and one of the most loved bands of ever. So just
Freddie Mercury, I think, is the greatest male singer of all time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
let's start. My number 10 is probably going to cause some people to be like, "You're crazy for putting us number 10." But I do like this song. But there is a reason why it's at my number 10. My number 10 is "We Will Rock You."
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. My number 10 is "We Will Rock You," but I also just realized that I put "We Are the Champions" accidentally. But my number 10 is "We Will Rock You." Okay.
All right. Well, I'll explain why this is my number 10. I do love this song. I mean, the beat is awesome. It's all, and every time you hear it, you get so pumped, and you're like, hell yeah, I can't wait. But I do have one little problem with this song, and I don't know if it's necessarily a flaw, but for me, the song is too damn short. It's short. The song is like 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and it could be like 3 minutes more at least. I don't know. It was one of my biggest problems that it's just a little too short, but it doesn't take away how great the song is. You know, I do love the song. Like the beat's great, the guitar playing is great. You know, Freddie Mercury's voice, of course, is excellent. So that's pretty much why We Will Rock You is my number 10. What do you got to say about that, Andrew?
No, I agree. I love the guitar solo on this. It's probably one of my favorite guitar solos like ever. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, I agree with you. It's way too short of a song. I think it works perfectly when it's a mashup, but together, but on its own, it's too damn short. So that's why it's also so low for me.
Yeah. All right. What's your number 10, Double Nine?
My number 10 is Fat Bottomed Girls. That's my number 10. This is somewhat of like this kind of has like a somewhat of a Western twangy vibe to it. It's kind of weird, but it works really well with the tone of the song. I really love it a lot. Like it has like acapella type of like feel at first, but then once you hear the guitar come in, that's when like the song really like kicks in. And I really love that kind of the kind of Western twangy vibe it has with it. Like Freddie Mercury's voice really works with the tone of the song. I think it's really great. I really do love the song a lot. It's really cool, and it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So that's our number 10. Now we're on to number 9. My number 9 is, you know, one of the most popular songs. It's very catchy, and every time I listen to it, I just have to, and that's how much I really like the song. And that is Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great one. It's very catchy. I love the beat to it. I love the chorus, and the lyrics are great. Honestly, it's just one of those songs that I hear this song. It's weird because I hear this song a lot when I'm in a grocery store, namely ShopRite.
Yeah.
When I'm going shopping at ShopRite, Shop, whatever, I always hear this song. And to be honest, like it's one of my highlights of going to the grocery store is hearing that song because I'm not a fan of grocery shopping at all. I hate shopping in general. But, you know, when you hear these kind of songs, you're like, you know what? I actually don't mind doing this. And, like, you know, as you're listening to it, you know, you're doing whatever. No, it's a fantastic song. It's definitely one of their best. I know some people have this in, like, their top 5. It's my number 9, but it's still a terrific song for me. And, of course, you know, Freddie Mercury singing, just beyond incredible. So that's why it's my number 9. What's your number 9, Double Nine?
My number 9 is yeah. What's your number 9, Double Nine? That's rhymes. But my number 9 is probably a song that would be way higher on a lot of people's list, but it's a good thing that it's still, you know, it's still on my list. I still love it. My number 9 is We Are the Champions.
Okay, all right.
The sports anthem of them all. Okay, like this is like the triumphant theme you play every time you are successful at anything. Okay, but it really is for a reason. It's played for those type of reasons because it has that type of feel, you know, I paid my dues. Once you hear that opening line and then just that build up to, you know, the big epic chorus of it, it's so great. I love that build up. And definitely one of the best build ups to a chorus I've ever heard for a song. Like it's so great. And of course, Freddie Mercury, of course, singing We Are the Champions. It's so fantastic. Really makes you feel like you succeeded at something. You know, I mean, you succeeded at that thing you wanted to do. It's such a fantastic song. I love it so much. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite Queen songs. And for good reason, it keeps on getting played a lot during those type of like sports type of things. And for good reason, because it is a song that really does fit that feel. Yeah.
All right. Andrew, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is It's a Kind of Magic. I actually have the greatest hits album of Queen, and is it the first? I can't remember which disc it is, either the first disc or the second disc, but whatever. It's like the first song and like whatever disc it is, and you know, I always like when I listen to it, I always go in wanting to listen to a certain song, but you know, every time I put in that disc and this starts playing, I just listen to it. It's got a nice, you know, beat and a melody, and I love the opening. It's just a nice little song that I love, so it's my number 9.
All right, so that was on number 9. Now we're on to number 8. Now, number 8 is a song that, I used to sing a lot when I was in high school. And, because I just could always relate to the lyrics every time I felt like when I was in school. I want to break free.
Oh, yeah.
That's my number 8. I want to break free. And I'll say this, this is a fantastic song. It's very catchy, too. It's like one of those like really catchy Queen songs. And the lyrics are pretty great, too. Like, it's about freedom. It's about liberty. And have you guys seen the music video for that song?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Queen music videos.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, Queen actually has a lot of really good music videos. But
I bet your favorite is Bicycle.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I Want to Break Free has a fantastic music video, and it's a great song too. Like I said, it's very catchy. The guitar is great in that song. The singing is awesome. So that's. I feel like a lot of these Queen songs are really catchy, really well made, and just songs that you can hear over and over again, and you just never get tired of it. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about this song too. I Want to Break Free. So definitely a great one from Queen. That's why it's my number 8. What about you, and Double Nine? What's your number 8?
My number 8 is "Save Me." "Save Me" is a really great kind of, because it's mostly just a piano ballad song. Really, you hear Freddie Mercury playing the piano and his vocal work. It's really that for the most part until you of course, what Queen's famous for this. Really building up to like a big, grandiose type of a epic chorus, and that's what really this song really does. I really love the lyrics to it. I really love Freddie Mercury's, piano playing on the song. His voice really kind of works with that mellow type of, slow feel to it that the song does have. It's really great. I really love "Save Me" a lot, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Andrew, your number 8?
My number 8 is a crazy little thing called Love. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
I almost just fell. Oh, okay.
Oh, that would be great.
Anyway, I love. I love listening to them, but I play the guitar a lot, and I base just songs that I like on songs that I like to play because I listen to it if I'm gonna play it. Because how else am I gonna fucking learn?
Yeah.
But this is a song I absolutely love to play on the guitar. I love the beginning part. It's so simple, but it's like so great, that beginning, guitar part. And it's another song it's just a song that makes me happy. And I have nothing much to say about the song, but it's my number 8.
All right. Awesome. So now we're on to number 7.
7.
My number 7 is probably such a phenomenal song. That is Killer Queen.
That's my number 7 as well.
Oh, look at that. All right.
Yes.
So Killer Queen, if you ever thought that rock and gospel could not go together, holy shit, you cannot be more wrong, because you got this song.
Exactly.
It fits in perfectly with each other. And it's just a great song. I love the chorus to it, and just a song from beginning to end. You don't want it to end, honestly. You just want it to keep going. And it's one of those songs where you go on YouTube and you just click the replay button so many times that you
because you just want to keep on hearing it over and over again.
Exactly, yeah. And just another great guitar solo in that song. Yeah, Killer Queen is just, the song is killer. No song, and
exactly. No pun intended, but it is indeed that.
And MC Deadpool says Killer Queen was used in the Atomic Blonde trailer. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it fit that trailer well too.
And it kind of fits with that type of Are you done giving your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I said what I had to say, so you can go on.
Okay, but yeah, it also kind of fits that kind of feel, that kind of like a feisty woman type of thing. That's why I kind of get that with the feel of the song. She's like a killer queen, what they talk about in the lyrics and stuff like that. I also like how his voice kind of raises when he sings "She's a Killer Queen." His voice kind of raises a little bit. It's really good. It adds to it a little bit. It's great. Like you said, the gospel and rock kind of element that this song has, and mixing those two together really blends well with the song, and it definitely is a song I come back to many times from Queen, and it's definitely one of their best and one of their biggest for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and MC Deadpool also says, too bad the movie wasn't as good as the song.
That's true.
Okay, well, I have not seen Atomic Blonde yet. I do plan on seeing it at some point, but I know both of you guys saw it, so...
Yeah.
Boring as fuck!
Exactly.
That's disappointing because the movie looks so action-packed and really good. But anyway, Andrew, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Somebody to Love. My favorite part of this song is when, it goes, I need somebody to love. Like that part where it gets real deep and it gets higher and higher. I just think that's so fantastic. Funny thing is, when the Justin Bieber Somebody to Love came out, and I would search this song on YouTube to listen to it, it would be so hard to find this song because all I would find was Justin Bieber's version. Like, no, I want to listen to actually, the good version.
That's so sad that YouTube had it that way, to be honest.
Yeah, and I would type in Somebody to Love, a Queen, but Justin Bieber would still pop up. And I go, no, that's not the version I want to listen to. I want to listen to this one. But, I mean, it was all worth it in the end because I love this song so much.
Yeah.
That's my number 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 6. Now we're on to number 6. Okay, so my number 6 is a song that I'm going to be singing every time a DOF member dies. Another one bites the dust.
Oh, man.
That's my number 6, is Another One Bites the Dust. This is a great song. I mean, it kind of like what you said, Andrew. It's like Queen, I feel like when they do a lot of the song, it's like when they have a chorus or like near like the end of the song, they always start out low, then they start out really high. And it's like really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the song has that too. The guitar solo near the end, and like that whole segment where it's just music instead of the singer, and it's just
the bass line is like one of the greatest bass lines of all time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I love playing that song on the bass.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. I love Another One Bites the Dust. It's a great one for sure. And that's pretty much what I got to say for Another One Bites the Dust. All right, Double Nine, your number 6.
My number 6 is Bicycle. Number 6 is Bicycle Race. Bicycle Race. I love this song. Like, when I first heard that song for the first time, that immediately caught my attention. Just that opening when he's just singing Bicycle, like when he's singing that. And just from then on with the song, it's just great. Like, I love it. And he kind of rhymes during the song, too. Like, he's like, I don't believe in Peter Pan, Frankenstein, or Superman. Like, he'll kind of rhyme in the song. It's really great. It really adds a lot. It has a nice little beat to it. It's really fantastic. It's also a song, it's definitely another song that is really big from them, but I feel like kind of doesn't get enough attention sometimes, I feel like, but it's great. I really love Bicycle Race a lot, so yeah, that's why it comes in, barely missing my top 5 at number 6.
All right, Andrew, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is I Want It All.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yes,
that's a great one.
Yeah, I love the opening to the song. Kind of like what Fat Bottom Girls with the acapella ish, and I thought it's great. And I love the guitar in this, and I think Freddie Mercury. I mean, he's great in all of Queen's songs, but especially in this song, I really like it when I really like hearing him when the chorus hits, and I could just, it has a certain kind of intensity, and I really love it. My number 6.
So Danny Russman says, Mr. Casual won't be happy with what you just said. I was referring to me when I said when a DOF member died.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Danny,
who Mr. Casual is.
Danny, hashtag sorry, not sorry. Moving on.
Yes.
Now we're on
to... Diego makes kids cry.
Yeah, apparently I do. Now we're on to the top 5. So this is going to be our number 5. My number 5 is a song Andrew mentioned, and that is "Somebody to Love." This is another one of very one of Queen's very best songs, too. Like you said, Andrew, how like somebody to love, and then like when it goes higher and higher, like that part always just blows my mind, and like it's just incredible. And it's just I love the piano in this song too. Like there's actually a lot of piano in a lot of Queen songs, but this song in particular, like the piano just amazes me because it just sounds amazing and it's just incredible. And then just like how it starts from like the piano to like every other instrument, and then how it just goes on. It's really incredible, and it's a terrific song too. It has nice lyrics to it.
A lot.
Something
I forgot to mention: the background vocals in this and Somebody to Love are exceptionally well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, Danny Russman says "Sorry Not Sorry" is a great song by Demi Lovato. Damn it, I was not referring to that, but actually that song is kind of catchy. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, that's what I got to say about my number 5. All right, what
my
about
number
you?
5. I don't care what anybody says. I know some people make fun of this song, but I don't care. Okay, Flash is a great theme song. Okay.
No, people don't like that song.
Apparently some people think the soundtrack is actually really bad to Flash Gordon, but I love it. Just that, of course, that when you hear that Flash, once you hear that, you're in for an epic ride. I love that. Flash, he's the savior of the universe. It's great. Like I am honestly surprised that Queen actually said yes to do a soundtrack for a movie that's like this obscure. Think about that for a moment. But it's awesome, and I love the fact that they did the soundtrack for this movie. And this is definitely one of the best movie theme songs of all time, without question. I love Flash. It has such an epic feel to it, and it is so great. So yeah, that's what comes at my number 5. But and the fact that it was also used it.
I was gonna say that too.
When they used it in Ted, it was great.
One of the
Yo, for real, I thought it.
Laughing at that scene.
Yo, honestly, I love Ted for the simple fact me and Diego snuck in to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, Sam Jones has one of the best cameos of all time in that movie. It is so fantastic. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Flash is my number 5.
All right. What's your number 5, Andrew?
My number 5 is "We Are the Champions."
Oh, okay.
I love this song. The piano is very, very good in this, and like Double Nine said, it is like the quintessential sports anthem, which it's the best. Like I don't care who you are, it's the best sports song ever. Double Nine pretty much said it all. So, got nothing really much to say about this one, too. Number 5.
All right, I'll say what I have to add because that's my number 4. We Are the Champions.
Nice. All right.
Well, Double Nine, I couldn't believe you had it this low on your list. This,
Dude, like I said, there's so many songs, and there's just, it was crazy.
Flash.
I will say this about We Are the Champions. It has one of the South Park used it in one of the most funniest ways ever.
Oh!
The little kids are playing against the adults, and the adults kick their ass so bad. And they're celebrating it like, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
No, but you said it perfectly, though. I think, didn't you mention it, Andrew, that pretty much that song and We Will Rock You are like...
Yeah, they're on the radio, they always play the song back to back. Like, when you hear We Will Rock You, you're 100% 10 out of 10 guaranteed to hear We Are the Champions right after.
Well, it goes perfectly right after
Yeah.
We Will Rock You, too. That's the crazy thing. And I do prefer that over, We Will Rock You. But We Are the Champions is a incredible song. Like, you really feel like you won a victory. Like, I'm not a sports person, to be honest. But even then, like, just hearing the song makes me, like, pumped and jacked and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much why. I mean, you guys both said everything. So it's my number 4. It's definitely one of my favorite Queen songs. So, all right, Double Nine, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Under Pressure.
That is my number 4.
Oh, look at that.
Under Pressure is such a great song. Like we were saying earlier, this also has one of the greatest bass lines of all time. Like the boom, 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 boom. It's so great. I love it. And it fits with the tone of the song so much. And then of course, the feature from David Bowie, one of the best features of all time, I think. Like, he really adds a lot to the song, too, along with Queen. It's such an amazing song, and the way that both of their voices actually kind of harmonize with each other is really great, and it's fantastic. It's definitely one of my favorites, and a song that I constantly come back to.
Oh, yeah. All right, what do you got to say about that, Andrew?
No, I agree. I mean, David Bowie and Queen, they're both some of my favorite musicians, or just artists, bands of all time. And just seeing them come together is great. I love the ending of the song. I think the ending of it is just so great. I remember when because I was in my high school band. And the person who, I was real good friends with the person who made the videos and actually suggested this song for one of the videos they made, because I just thought it worked so perfectly. She actually ended up using, what song did she actually ended up using another Queen song, but I can't remember what the name of the song was. But she listened back to the song after we were out of high school, and she goes, I should have used, obviously I should have used Under Pressure. But I actually also got into an argument with this one kid in school once about David Bowie and Under Pressure, because he asked me what kind of music I listen to, and I said I like classic rock, and he's one of those guys who's like, rap, like classic rock sucks, it's all about rap. Which rap is good, but I mean, I personally like classic rock better.
Oh yeah, same here.
And he goes, "Oh, who do you like?" And his first comment was, "Oh, who do you like, David Bowie?" I go, "You're goddamn right, I love David Bowie.
Goddamn right.
He's one of the best artists of all time. He's a fantastic songwriter, singer. He's fantastic. So you could shut your mouth." And it goes, "Who do you like, Under Pressure?" I go, "That's an amazing fucking song."
Yeah.
I go, he's way better than your little fucking buddy Lil Wayne, so you could shut your mouth. I like weed. Fucking bitches. Nicki Minaj. Suck my cock ones. All right, but that's enough of that.
That's your
Pressure.
4, right? Yeah, that was number 4. All right, so now we're on to number 3. Now, 2 and 3 where I was flipping back and forth, because I know what my number 1 is already. But 2 and 3, I was like, oh my god, it was hard for me. But here's what I did. Number 3 is one of my absolute favorite songs ever, and that is "Don't Stop Me Now." That is, oh my god, this song has so much energy, and the lyrics are so fantastic. And just hearing the song, I don't know, it's like I get so pumped listening to it. Like, I know I said I get pumped listening to, like, We Are the Champions and, like, other songs, but this song in particular, holy crap, like, this is the one that gets me, like, really motivated to, like, do things. So this is, Don't Stop Me Now has one of the best guitar solos, I think, too, especially towards the end. And I'll say this, I don't love the movie Hardcore Henry, but that action scene at the end with this song playing in the background was
like the most perfect choice ever.
Yeah, and it's one of the greatest action scenes I've ever seen. That last action scene.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I got to say about that. It was almost my number 2, but I prefer my number 2 just a little bit. But it's my number 3, and it's 100% for me, at least one of Queen's very best songs. So that's why "Don't Stop Me Now" is my number 3. What's your number 3, Double Nine?
My number 3 is Another One Bites the Dust. Another One Bites the Dust is definitely one of those songs. This is actually the first Queen song I ever heard when I was a kid. And it stuck with me. That bass line really stuck with me. And just the overall feel of the song, because it's kind of like someone that's getting ready to kind of murder you. Honestly, that's what it's kind of the feel of the song. honestly. Like, even he says it like, I'm going to get you too, another one bites the dust. Like, it has that feel with the song, and it's really great. Like, I really like it a lot, and it's just fantastic, and it really is really great, and it's definitely one of those songs I always come back to, no matter what. It's one of my all-time favorite Queen songs, very high on my list, so yeah.
All right. And you, Andrew, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is what many consider to be not only Queen's best song, but one of the greatest songs of all time, if not the best, and that is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
Rightfully so, why people think this is one of the greatest songs of all time, because it truly is. I love the transition from, the kind of, I guess, softer, more mellow piano part up until, it transitions to this really, rock version, and it really gets me pumped. And I just love the song. I could listen to the song any day of the week, and it'll be great. I think this is personally probably my favorite guitar solo by Queen. I love it. It's just such nonsense, and I love it. And again, another song where the background vocals are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And but Bohemian Rhapsody is my number 3.
All right, so now we're on to number 2. My number 2 is a song I believe both of you have already mentioned, and that is Under Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you guys something before I say why I like the song. Whenever you hear the beginning of the song and you show it to people, do people say, "Oh, that's the Vanilla Ice song"? Have you ever say
no,
that?
I think I've never done that before, but like...
No, I haven't done that either, but...
I've heard people say when they hear the song, like, "Oh yeah, that's the Vanilla Ice song, right?" And I'm like, "Get out of my face!" Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh man,
This is the Queen song, "Under Pressure." One of the greatest songs, I think. I mean, it's a song that as it goes on, it just gets better and better and better. And what always strikes me is, towards the end where Freddie Mercury says "why" and he says it really long and he goes so high in it, and you're like, how the hell did he do that?
yeah.
Like this, then like the whole chorus and solo goes in, and it's just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It's really one of those songs that I've literally probably heard like 100 times in my life, and I don't even care. I can
Exactly, but you never get sick of it.
I could listen to any of the 10 songs I've mentioned, plus more, for a million times, and I won't get tired of them. That's how great Queen is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, you guys pretty much said what you guys said about Under Pressure, and you guys hit the nail on the head. So that's why it's my number 2. So, Double Nine, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody is, if this is honestly the second greatest rock song ever made. Number 1 is still Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, okay? But this is probably literally number 2 in terms of, like, greatest rock songs of all time. Because this is truly an epic song. Like, it starts off very slow, starts off very kind of slow. And then once we get to the, let them go. And once we get to that part of the song, it just keeps on rising up and more and more and more. And then you, of course, just get that just hits you in the face. And it's great. Like, I love it so much. I just love the whole finale to that song. It's so great. And of course, those opening lyrics of, "Is this your life?" Like, just those opening lyrics. One of the greatest opening lyrics of all time, without any question.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody is just phenomenal. There's nothing more that you could really say about it that hasn't been said already. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see Movies and Medals on the live chat. Hey, what's up, man?
My man!
We're doing top 10 Queen songs right now. We're on number 2, unfortunately. So if you've missed it, you can always watch the rerun, the replay. So,
but luckily, you didn't miss the greatest part. The part that everybody's been waiting for, what my number 2 and number 1 are. But first, I got to get to my number 2.
All right, say your number 2, Andrew.
It's Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah,
I agree with what Diego said. It's a song that every time I hear it, I just want to go kick ass or, go do something. It's such an inspirational song. and I love it. It's so upbeat and so fast paced. I love it. I don't know if you remember this, Diego. You probably do, but I remember on our way back from when we went to, or was it on our way to when our band trip to Disney senior year, where we started singing the song on the bus.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it was just great. It's a great song. I can sing this any day of the week. And Diego pretty much said it all. It's my number 2.
All right, now we're on to number 1. My number 1 is Bohemian Rhapsody. This song, for me, this is a masterpiece of a song. Like, this is a perfect song. This song is like an event. You know, it's like you're listening to this whole, you're listening to something so unique and so different. And it's like, in this song, it's like, there's like 5 or 6 songs that are going on. It's like, there's like so many genres within it, and it's just mind-blowing. It's perfect. And it has some of the best lyrics like ever made. The funny thing is, I saw on Facebook a couple years ago, there was a meme, and it said one writer, one song, and it was literally the lyrics for Bohemian Rhapsody. Then it showed a picture of Beyonce, and it's like 6 writers, 6 songs.
Oh, I've seen that before.
And then it was like the whole song of that. I'm like, that's insane. But no, I love this song. I mean, you can put this song in any trailer, and even if the trailer looks bad, like you'll still like want to see the trailer just because of that song.
It could it could go with like any trailer though. Like it could go with action, maybe drama, maybe like a thriller. Like
yeah, exactly. I mean, it did fit Suicide Squad trailer really well. I mean, I thought it was funny.
Wait, what's Suicide Squad?
I don't know. It was supposed to come out, but it never came out. I have no idea.
That's a shame.
Sammy says Bohemian Rhapsody is definitely my favorite Queen song. Yeah, thank you. Love it. MC Deadpool says, gentlemen, don't forget Wayne's World made it popular. Never seen that movie. So.
Actually, all right. Interesting story. Queen, like, they were something, but they were kind of out of relevancy up until Wayne's World. So Wayne's World made Queen popular again and made, like MC Deadpool said, made that song popular. Wayne's World is the reason Queen became a thing again.
I gotta watch.
They were in the UK trying to figure out their careers and whatnot, and then Wayne's World came out, and boom, they blew up again.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's what I gotta say for my number 1. What's your favorite Queen song, Double Nine?
My favorite Queen song is "Don't Stop Me Now." "Don't Stop Me Now" is one of the most energetic songs I have ever listened to in my entire life. This song, because it's, like with most Queen songs, starts off very slow. Kind of you just hear the piano, hear Freddie Mercury's vocals, and once you hear "Don't Stop Me Now," once you hear that, and you hear "I'm having a good time," that's just when the song just goes into full speed, and it's great. Like, you feel like running at full speed and just like missile drop kicking someone in the face. Like, that's exactly what this song gives you, that feeling. It is so incredible. I love "Don't Stop Me Now." Like, it is so energetic and so just get your blood pumping. And that's exactly what I like songs to do sometimes. It's like, get my energy fueled, get me, really into it, really, pumping and stuff like that. And that's exactly what this song does. And that guitar solo, man, that guitar solo is fantastic. Probably my favorite guitar solo in any Queen song. I love the guitar solo to that. So, yeah, "Don't Stop Me Now," my all-time favorite Queen song. Love it, love it, love it.
And MC Deadpool says, people say Hardcore Henry when it comes to "Don't Stop Me Now," but I say Shaun of the Dead.
Yes!
I agree. 100%. All right, Andrew, your favorite Queen song?
My favorite Queen song is "Fat Bottom Girls." And Diego makes fun of me all the time for liking this song so much. But you know what I had to say? Fuck you, because he's a troll.
Because you like Fat Bottom Girls, I know. What?
I love the song "Fat Bottom Girls." So, but God damn it, Diego. Anyway, this is such a rockin' song, and I love it. Like what Double Nine said, I love the acapella-ish thing in the beginning, but I love the guitar. The guitar is probably the main reason why I love. I mean, the guitar and the singing are the two main reasons I love it. I mean, Freddie Mercury, incredible in this, and the guitar is just incredible. And I remember because I used to watch the show Glee, and they did a cover of this, and I thought they did a really good job with this. And but I mean, obviously it's not better than the original, but yeah, no, this song's just fantastic. It's my #1 Queen song, and it's actually my second favorite song of all time.
What's your #1?
Another Brick in the Wall Part 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our conclusion to our top 10 favorite Queen songs. Next week we'll be doing top 10 Michael Jackson songs, so look forward to that next week.
That should be amazing and hard as hell.
Yeah,
like this. I expect that one to be just as hard as this one.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes our music topic. Now we're going to TV. All right, so we do have some interesting TV topics, so I'll go first for this one. And this is, of course, one of the biggest news of in terms of TV that's been going on for like almost a week now, I think, or at least it feels like a week. And that is regarding House of Cards and the whole Kevin Spacey thing. Well, for those of you who don't know, House of Cards, it's a Netflix TV show. It's probably one of Netflix's most popular TV shows like ever. It's one of the most like critically acclaimed, one of the most popular ones. I love the show. It's honestly one of my favorite TV shows. I think it's incredible. But season 6 will be the last season. Now, from what I hear, originally season 6 was supposed to be the last season before the whole sexual harassment allegations against Kevin Spacey happened. So it's not like I don't think it's going to really affect season 6 in any way, really. But season 6 is going to be the last season. Now, obviously, I mean, I think a lot of us have the same feeling about the whole sexual allegations. I mean, it's really disappointing to hear Kevin Spacey. I think he's an incredible actor, but hearing all this kind of stuff makes me really upset, honestly, pretty disappointed, to be honest. And it's not looking well for Kevin Spacey at all. I mean,
oh no, it's not.
I mean, I think at this point his career is pretty much done. I know for a fact he's coming out with a new movie, All the Money in the World. That's the new Ridley Scott film starring Mark Wahlberg. We know for a fact that there's no way in hell there's going to be any Oscar consideration for that film just because of like the whole Kevin Spacey thing. Like they already pulled that out of the AFI festival. So, I mean, I will still see the movie. I do want to see the movie. I like Ridley Scott. I like Mark Wahlberg. I did like the trailer. So I will still see the film. And I'm just curious to see how House of Cards season 6 will go. I'm not going to spoil anything in the show. I know there are people who haven't seen the show and have interest in seeing the show. So I will say we'll see how it goes. And yeah, it's going to be the last season, and Kevin Spacey has been fired from Netflix. And at this point, I think his career is pretty much fucked. So that's
but there's one man that we must get to replace Kevin Spacey.
You got to bring that up. That there's been a petition. I think over 30,000 people signed this. And that is, they want to replace Kevin Spacey with Kevin James.
It's the greatest petition I have ever seen in my life.
Listen, I have gotten so many requests from people to sign it, and I absolutely goddamn refuse to sign it.
You know what's the sad part? I think there's some people who are actually serious about it. I think that's
I signed it just for the fuck of it. I did. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god. Like 30,000 people. I don't believe it. That's crazy. Imagine they go through with it too.
I would die of laughter.
I mean, he played a great president in Pixels. Am I right, guys?
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what's Pixels?
Oh, man.
But that concludes my one topic for House of Cards. My last topic for TV is something that could or could not be, a thing. So it's regarding one of my favorite shows, True Detective. Season 1 for me is one of the greatest things ever put on television. Season 1 is a masterpiece. It starred Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson, and it was 8 episodes long. And if you have not seen it, you're really doing yourself a disservice. I mean, it is.
I am doing myself a disservice.
Huh?
I said I am doing myself a disservice, I guess.
Yeah, you are. You douche. But season 2 was disappointing. I don't think it's as awful as people say it is, but it was kind of boring. And season 3, I'm excited for it. I do have hope, and I am optimistic for season 3. Mahershala Ali is going to star in it. But the topic I want to bring up is Viggo Mortensen. Now, Mahershala Ali posted a picture on Instagram with Viggo Mortensen, and he just posted 2018. Now, a lot of people speculated that this could mean that Viggo Mortensen is actually going to be in season 3. Now, nothing has been confirmed yet, but if this is the case, I think that'd be awesome because Viggo Mortensen, I think he's an incredible actor.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, Mahershala Ali, I like him a lot, too. So far, I mean, whether he's in it or not, I'm still going to be really excited for True Detective Season 3. But if he's in it, there'll be even more reason for me to be excited for it. So we don't know if he's going to be in it because we're just judging an Instagram picture, for God's sake. But if that is going to be the case, then, sign me up even more.
Hype.
Yeah, the hype is going to be even more real. So that's what I got to say about that. True Detective Season 1, yeah, incredible. So definitely go see it if you haven't. Now, Andrew, you can go next for this section.
All right.
I see how it is. Not kidding.
All right. The first thing I want to talk about is I actually meant to do this last week, but shit happens that I forgot. I want to review a Netflix original show. It's an animated series. It's fairly new. It's called Big Mouth. Now, Big Mouth is created by Nick Kroll, and it's loosely based off of his adolescent life and just his years through puberty. There's a lot of sex jokes because it's pretty much about puberty, and it's okay. A lot of people say it's great and hilarious, and I do think it's pretty funny, but I don't think it's hilarious, and I don't think it's great. I think it's really good, and there are moments that get me dying. But and there are some characters that are just fan-fucking-tastic. But I think it's only good, not great. I think Nick Kroll does really good. And my favorite character, my personal favorite character, there's this character called the Hormone Monster. And basically, since it's about puberty, his friend in the show, I believe his name is Andrew, actually. His friend hits puberty before him, so he gets this thing called the Hormone Monster. And the Hormone Monster is just so fucking ridiculous because he just comes out at the worst times, and he's just so fucking funny. And I always laughed when he was on screen. Another character that's hilarious is their gym teacher. Their gym teacher is like really stupid and really like ridiculous, but it's hilarious because there's this one thing where he gets arrested for like they think he's he murdered somebody, and he like taking everything as like a compliment, and he's like giving them reasons why they think he did it, and it's just funny. I am excited to see what season 2 brings. They did announce a season 2. And if I were to rate it, I give it, an 8 out of 10.
Cool.
Okay. I do have interest in seeing it. I am intrigued to see the show.
Yeah, it's very funny, but I don't think it's like hilarious. Like some people say it is.
009? Or not really?
No, I haven't seen it. Maybe I might see it at some point, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I was asking if you have interest in seeing it. Like if you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some interest in seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Andrew, and what's your next topic for...
My next topic is I want to just quickly give my thoughts about the current season of Survivor so far, because they just pretty much hit the halfway point. They merged, which is pretty much the halfway point. It's like the second. It's pretty much 2 phases of the game. For those who don't know, there's one. It's like all team aspects that are many different tribes, and the second part is they merged the tribes, and now they're one big tribe, and now it's pretty much an individual effort. And a lot of people are saying the season is kind of boring, and I don't necessarily think it's kind of boring. Actually, it's entertaining. There aren't many seasons, to be honest, for me that I think are like bad. There's only a handful of them, but I think this one is enjoyable enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at this point in the game, it's really starting to show like which characters I like and which characters I don't like. And this season is actually pretty interesting to me, in particular because someone from my hometown is actually on the show, which is I think it's crazy because we're a small ass town, so it's just crazy to think that. And I've actually never seen him or met him, but I still like think that it's really cool that someone from the town I grew up in is on the show. And I obviously want him to do good because, he's from my hometown. But a thing I want to bring up and I mainly want to talk about is he's getting a lot of criticism for the way he is being portrayed on television because, there are certain edits that people get on Survivor, and there's sometimes there's the obvious winner edit where the winner you could tell that this person might win because of just the edit that they're getting, or there's certain types of edits and whatnot, like this person might go home early because they're not being shown as much or whatever. And the edit that this guy, his name is Ryan, and he's getting, as what they call it, because the host, his name is Jeff Probst. They call this the Jeff Probst pet edit, where he gets to be like, I guess, the quote unquote shining star, and he's going to be the person who Jeff goes, oh, I love this person, I want to see him return. He's definitely going to return at some point. And a lot of people find him annoying, and a lot of people don't like him for that. And another criticism that he got is in the last episode, he kind of spoiler if you haven't seen it. I know that most of the part people are cut off. If not, I think most people don't watch the show, so not like it matters. But he recently just voted out his what people are calling his closest ally, and that bothers me because, one, it wasn't his closest ally, because they started off in the same tribe, and then they mixed up the tribes and they swapped the tribes, and they obviously had that connection, and they were allies going forward in that tribe swap because they already had that pre-connection. But the thing is, and I'm going to defend him because I don't think he's nearly as bad as a character as people say he is, or bad of a player. I think he's actually playing pretty well for himself right now. And the thing is, she aligned herself with somebody he could not simply trust, and he aligned himself with somebody who he could trust. Actually, two people that he could trust, because it was just that's who he aligned with. And the main thing is, I never really criticized too much how somebody plays, is because they're on there for, could be well up to 39 days. And there's a lot that we don't see on the show. We only get to see 40 minutes of what goes on each week. And there's about 3 days shown in one episode. So that's very little time in each day. Some days actually just get skipped entirely in general if nothing goes on. So we don't know what was said or what he was doing on the island with, these people that made him go, all right, I need to get this person out. And personally, what originally happened, he flipped on her to vote out the one that she was getting closer to. And I'll say this, if he flipped back to her to get rid of the other guy that she voted for, he would have been perceived as a flipper, and nobody respects the flipper's game. He would not have went. So I do agree with the choice he went with. I think the hate he gets is not nearly, it's just not warrant. I think he's playing a very good game. I think he's making the smart choices. And so far it's a pretty solid season, and that's pretty much all I had to say. Sorry it took so long. Those are just something I felt like I needed to say because he's getting a lot of hate that I feel for no reason. And it might seem that I'm biased because he is from my hometown, but I'm going to be honest, if he was nearly as annoying and bad as people say he is, I would not be rooting for him, to be honest. Yeah. But I think he's playing a good game. I do like his character, and I think he's smart. And I do want him to win. And yes, it may come off as biased, but like I said, if he was annoying as people say he is, he's not. And people are like, oh my God, the person who got voted out was the best character on the show. Oh my God. Like, no, she wasn't the best character on the show. She wasn't the best player on the show. If she was the best player, she would have won. But obviously she didn't because she got voted out. She wasn't the best character because, I think he's the best character. And there's like 3 or 4 different people that I prefer to have on screen than her. So those are just my thoughts. Yeah. And I agree with Sammy. Ryan is my favorite so far. I am really liking the season. I do think it's a lot better of a season than last season. And yeah, it's a good season.
All right, Double Nine. You can
my topics. Okay. So yeah, these are my TV topics. I only have 2. One of them is going to be a show for Amazon Prime that's in development apparently, and that is a somewhat of a reboot, I guess. I don't know if it is a reboot per se, but it is a retelling of course, J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am both excited and nervous about this. Because I think it's cool that we're going to get a Lord of the Rings television series, but I'm nervous because how are they going to be able to do this, honestly? Like, how are they going to rekindle the magic of Lord of the Rings for television?
Yeah.
And it's just, I do have faith that it might be good. I think if they get good enough people, what I've heard from people, Amazon Prime does do good with their television shows. I hear some of their shows are really good, but I just don't know how they're going to take a Lord of the Rings show. I really don't know what they're going to honestly do with it. I just hope it's really good. I want it to be good, but at the same time, I feel like we don't need it at the same time.
Now, is this definitely confirmed, or it's in...
Apparently, it's in the works. So apparently, this is in the works.
Okay.
So, I just hope if this does happen, it's good. That's just all I hope. It doesn't have to be better than the original trilogy. I just hope it will be good.
I don't know if I want it to be like a retelling of the Lord of the Rings movies, though. Like, if they want to do a TV show, maybe they should do like a spin-off of someone or something, I don't know how I feel about just a retelling of the whole thing.
Yeah, so hopefully it maybe could be good. We'll just have to wait and see once it comes.
All right. Oh, Caitlin is watching. Caitlin, she's a good friend of mine. She says, who watches Shameless? That show is the best. Okay, I do not watch that show, but I am dying to see Shameless. I hear nothing but amazing things, and I really want to binge watch that, but I do not have enough time. Yes. Unfortunately, but I will watch it at some point. I really do want to see Shameless. Do you guys watch it?
No, but I do want to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's one of the... I gotta get to watching that show, so...
Yeah, that's definitely a show that's high on my list to watch. The Walking Dead. Yeah, we talked about Walking Dead last week. Well, I talked about Walking Dead on Thursday and, like, my thoughts on the season so far, so I watched Walking Dead. My brother, Brian, he's, like, the biggest Lord of the Rings fan there is, so he's actually excited for the show, like you were talking about number 9. He said, like, just 20 hours of Lord of the Rings is, like, I think to him that's, like, amazing. And it does sound cool, like, I guess a lot of hours, but like you said, hopefully they take it to the right direction. My brother watches Shameless, and he says it's the best. So.
Nice.
All right, cool. Yeah, I do want to see it. Yeah, he said Walking Dead blows. All right.
All right. My second TV topic is going to be Chris Jericho challenging Kenny Ortega for Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Ah.
This is big news. If you are a huge wrestling fan, this is some pretty big shit, okay? Now, Kenny Ortega is probably the most popular wrestler on the indie scene right now. He's wrestled some incredible matches, and Chris Jericho has been teasing the fact of him fighting Kenny Ortega for a couple days now, I've noticed. He's kind of been teasing it, and then at an event, Chris Jericho was on a promo. Wait, what?
My brother's,
He used to do the Walls of Jericho. Oh, that's great. I used to do that with my brother too. Chris Jericho came on the Big Titantron. He wanted to challenge Kenny Ortega for a match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 on January 4th, I believe. And this is going to be epic. I can't wait for this. This is going to be one hell of a match. Like, seriously, first you got one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and then you have another one that's like probably the best wrestler on the indie circuit right now. It's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to see what they do with this matchup. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to see what they're going to do. So, yeah, that was my other topic.
I
know you wanted to say something about that, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for this match. I think Kenny is one of the best wrestlers alive today. He's definitely one of the most entertaining. I'm actually going to the Royal Rumble in January. It's in Philadelphia. And I'm really kind of hoping, because I think his contract is up around that time with New Japan. And I'm kind of hoping maybe that he shows up. But I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited for this match. It's even with Jericho in his old age, he's one of the best wrestlers alive today. He always finds a way to make things entertaining and always finds a way to reinvent himself. And Wrestle Kingdom is basically the WrestleMania in Japan, and it's a huge event, and I'm really excited for it.
All right, cool. All right, so that concludes our TV section. Now we're going on to our last section of the night, and that is movies.
Movies!
So, movies, I have two topics. Now, one is something there's two. I actually really do want to talk about these, but the first one I want to talk about is something that popped up yesterday. Now, this is Disney might be buying 21st Century Fox, right? So, in other words, movies like Logan, Deadpool, like those will be, if Disney buys them, it'll go under that category. Now, last I heard, it's probably not going to happen. Like, I think they said they stopped talking or something, the executives from Fox and executives from Disney. So they stopped talking about it. So likely it's not going to happen. But to be honest, if you want my opinion on it, I'm actually kind of glad it's not going to happen because, I don't really think I need Disney to own everything, and I like that Fox, because with Fox, like, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. Like, before I couldn't stand them, but now I think they're doing so well with their movies. Like, look, you have Deadpool, you have a rated R comedy that breaks the wall. You have Logan, like a Western kind of movie, and you have the new X-Men movie coming out in like February or March that looks like a horror film. So it's kind of like Fox is reinventing the Marvel genre in some sort of way.
Yeah, and I feel like ever since the new Planet of the Apes franchise, they've really gotten themselves back on track.
I agree. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great point. Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about the X-Men joining the MCU, honestly. I do love the X-Men. I like the MCU, but I'd be okay with one being, its own thing and the other being its other thing. I don't need them. How do you guys feel about that? Would you like to see the X-Men join the MCU?
No, not at all. I think if anybody should join the MCU, it should be Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yes, I agree 100%.
I also think that it's not, I'm not saying because Hugh Jackman is my favorite actor, Wolverine is my favorite comic book character. I'm not saying I don't ever want to see Wolverine done again because Hugh Jackman just did it so perfectly. I would like to eventually see a new Wolverine, maybe a younger Wolverine. I think that would be cool. But I feel like if Disney buys Fox, they want Wolverine in their movies, and I think it's a little too soon to recast Wolverine just because of how fresh in the mind Logan is and how great Logan was.
Mhm.
And Hugh Jackman gives an Oscar-worthy performance in that movie.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a little too soon for them to recast Wolverine or recast any of them, because I know that they're making Dark Phoenix, and a lot of the same people are returning for that one. So the X-Men franchise is still going strong. I know Apocalypse didn't do so well, but I still thought it was fine. But still, they're doing Dark Phoenix. A lot of those people are returning, and I just want Fox to keep doing the thing. I really don't want Disney to buy it.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Double Nine? What were you?
My initial reaction to it was like, I was excited because I just wanted, for one, I just want the Fantastic Four already to come to the MCU. I like what they're doing with X-Men. I do think they're doing fine with X-Men.
Yeah.
And also, my good buddy Kane LaPlante brought up this amazing point. If they bought Fox, they will have the original copies. They will have the original cuts of Star Wars. Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a good thing, I guess. So that we can finally get, like, the Blu-rays of the original.
Yes, so that's why he brought that great point to me. He was like...
Damn, now I want them to buy Fox.
Because, like, he put that in the comment, because he was kind of pointing in the comments. I remember when I made my post, he was kind of like, this is not going to happen. And then he, like, I was talking to him on Skype, and he was like, I'm a total freaking hypocrite now. Now I want them to buy Fox so they can get the original. Oh, man. But, yeah. But, you know, I would be fine if they didn't buy them. I'd be absolutely fine with it, you know, so... That's really all I got to say about it.
Brian says Hugh Jackman is more Wolverine than Eminem is Eminem in 8 Mile. Yeah, that is pretty accurate.
Let's go.
And Sammy says next year we have all 3 X-Men films: The New Mutants, Deadpool 2, and Dark Phoenix. I'm excited for them all. So
honestly, yeah, me too.
I can't wait. Deadpool 2 is like in my top 10 most anticipated films of next year, and X-Men and New Mutants look so intriguing. And the Dark Phoenix, we haven't seen anything yet, like no trailer or anything, but I'm excited for it regardless. So, all right, so that's what I got to say about the whole Disney buying Fox thing. My next one is not really a topic or really an article I looked up or anything. It's something that I want to settle once and for all because it's really annoying. And it's this whole debate between comic book films and, you know, what's better, the dark movies or the movies that are more lighthearted and, you know, have comedy in them and whatever. And I'll tell you what like inspired me to do this post, because it's been going on for a while. Austin Putnam posted something on Facebook about Thor Ragnarok, right? And he said that, no, the article said that the movie would have been better if Zack Snyder had directed the film. And Austin was like, sorry, I disagree. Blah, blah. And then people in the comments were like, oh, but the source material is dark, and this movie is like a Saturday morning cartoon because of how much comedy's in it. And it was really this whole big debate between.
Oh, I saw the whole long thing. It was like a whole long. It was like really long shit. Like,
yeah. And honestly, you're gonna ask me like, what movies are better? Movies that are dark or movies that are lighthearted? Honestly, you know what makes a good comic book movie? A good movie. If your movie has a good story, if it has good writing, if it has good characters, if it has good direction, that's what's important. It doesn't matter if your film is very dark or if your film is, you know, has comedy in it. I think if the film does what it does right, then, you know, you have a great movie. Like, I really think the debate is stupid. Like, you know, people say that, oh, people don't like Batman v Superman because it's too dark. No, I mean, I think it's just okay. It's not. I don't dislike it because it's a dark movie. I was fine with the tone. I had other problems with the film. It wasn't the tone of the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
yeah.
Like I love The Dark Knight as my favorite movie. That's not. I don't love that movie because of its dark tone. I love the movie because of. I've said it so many times in different podcasts that, you know, the acting, the writing, the direction, and everything about it And then you have movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that's not really a dark movie, and it has a lot of comedy, but it's still phenomenal. You know, it has great characters, a great story, and the way the characters interact with each other. So this whole debate with DC and Marvel and like Thor Ragnarok, you know, Disney's paying the critics and all this bullshit and Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, fucking Grace Randolph piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. But what do you guys got to say about that? Like, you guys agree with me? You guys have some
exactly? It should be just a good movie. Like, it doesn't matter if it's dark or if it's lighthearted. Like, my brother was like, "Oh, why are they making Thor a comedy?" Like, I'm like, does it matter? Like, shouldn't it just be a good movie? Like, who cares if it's a comedy? Like, it should just be a matter if it's a good movie. Like,
right? Yeah.
I mean, God, and that annoyed me when I was seeing that in, like, that post you were talking about. Man, everyone was annoying me in that, in that thing. I was like, who cares? Plus, we're judging it as a movie, not a fucking comic book. Get that through your fucking head. God, it annoys me so much when people are like, "Oh, but it's not like the comic book. Oh, it's for the comic book fans." It's a movie!
Exactly. Yeah, like if you want to read the comic, read the comic. We're watching a movie of an adaptation of a comic, and if it works for that movie, then it works. You know what I mean? So, like, it's really, the argument is really dumb.
Exactly. See, like, stuff doesn't infuriate me all that much, but shit like that just infuriates me. It literally makes me lose my mind. Like, seriously, I don't care. Listen, I don't care if it's dark. I don't care if it's lighthearted. Just make it good. That's the only thing. Get good actors. Get a good director. Get a good screenplay. The screenwriter. Just get good things for your movie. That's it.
Now, let me ask you, Andrew, because out of us three, you're the only one who's seen Thor Ragnarok. How do you feel about? Do you think the comedy worked well for the movie, or like, what do you think?
I think the tone for Ragnarok really worked well for what they were going for, and I don't think it would have worked if it was a dark movie. Just like I don't think Dark Knight would work if it was a light movie, and I don't like their move either. I don't like both movies because of their tone. I like both movies because, you know, they're good movies. So
yeah, my favorite,
and they're not good movies.
Logan, and that's dark. And it's not because I like it because it's dark. It's because it's something so unique and so different, and it reminded me.
It's not.
I love movies. So,
like, you know, movies like Dark Knight, like Logan. Yes, they are comic book movies, but they're like not comic book movies, if that makes sense. Like, they don't feel like comic book movies. They feel like as realistic as they could be. Like, Logan feels as realistic as a movie about a guy with adamantium claws could be.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty much what I got to say about this whole debate. The debate is stupid. Like, it just doesn't.
It shouldn't exist, but, you know, people are retarded.
Yeah, and it's going to continue existing. You know, because superhero movies are they're so big now. Like, every year we get like 5 or 6 of them. And next year we're getting so many. So, you know, it's going to be the whole Marvel, DC, light, dark movies debate, and it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. But I just wanted to get that out of the way because that whole post that Austin did, I mean, not the post itself, but the people in the comment section were just so annoying about that. And it's like, oh my God.
Man, I wanted to throw Thor's hammer at them.
Yeah, for real.
I was going to say a mallet, but I remember. Oh, man.
All right, Andrew, I know you got 2 topics. One of them I would definitely love to join you with.
Most certainly. And we'll save that one for last because that's the one I'm more excited to talk about.
All right.
Like Diego said, I did see Thor Ragnarok, and I go, fuck it. I want to rank the MCU movies. And I'm just going to quickly go over them, not get into too much depth.
Yeah, sounds good.
Just keep in mind these are my personal rankings.
Yeah, don't get mad if his number 1 is not your number 1, please.
Yeah, like, don't get mad if Thor the Dark World is my number 1, which is not because it's my last. It's how many? What is this? I'm a
17, I think. 17 including. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me count real quick.
I'm pretty sure it's 17.
Yeah, okay, 17. I don't know why I didn't have like it numbered, but yeah, my 17th and the worst MCU movie is Thor: The Dark World. It by far has the weakest villain, To me, it's by far the most boring. And I mean, in the first one, Thor was fine, and in Avengers, he was cool. But this one really made me not like Thor for a little bit.
Okay.
All right, and my number 2 is Iron Man 2, or not my number 2. My number 16th is Iron Man 2. Very disappointing. Iron Man is the thing that got it started, and it was really disappointing to see this. It was another one that really bored me, and it's weak villain. I mean, I know most MCU movies don't have very strong villains, but I mean, Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 2 in particular, like very weak villains.
Okay.
My number 15th is Iron Man 3. It's probably the most overrated MCU movie, in my opinion, because a lot of people like it. It has a pretty high rating on Rotten Tomatoes, I think, which I think is cool. Like, I mean, at first I loved it, and then I kind of thought about it, and I go, oh, that thing with Ben Kingsley was really funny, and then I go, no, that was actually really, really stupid. And Iron Man 3 is just a stupid, disappointing mess.
Okay.
My number 14th is The Incredible Hulk. I thought it was fine. This is another one where I wasn't really all that interested in the story. I didn't really think Edward Norton worked for Hulk. I'm really glad Mark Ruffalo came in and became Hulk. I think that was the smart move. But I just really want a Hulk movie that's good, in my opinion. But anyway, 13th is Thor. Another one where this movie is just fine. I don't really think it embodied what Thor was. It's another one where I don't find it all that interesting. And yeah. All right. My 13th is Captain America: The First Avenger. This is the weakest out of the Captain America movies. Which isn't really saying much because the next two are fantastic.
Yeah.
And but I mean, this one is fine. It was a little boring at times, but I was still pretty interested in the story to see what happened with Cap, and I really loved what Captain America stood for. But even so, he wasn't that interesting at this point. I think Red Skull is one of the stronger villains. He's not the strongest, but he's one of the better villains of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
There's always rumors that Red Skull is going to come back. I really don't care at this point. But, yeah.
Okay.
My number, my number 11 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, this is one where a lot of people found it very disappointing, and it was kind of disappointing because of how good the first one was, but I still really enjoyed this one. Quicksilver sucks. I was actually kind of disappointed with how Ultron was as a villain. I thought he could have been a much stronger villain. I thought the trailers really made you think it was going to be one thing, and it was something completely different. But nonetheless, I still had a good time with this one. My 10th favorite MCU movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, this is another one where people hate on it. This is one where I feel people hate on it a little too much. I don't get the hate for this.
No, it's underrated, I think.
It's very underrated. Probably one of the
It's not overrated.
No, it's not. I don't think it is either.
No.
It's underrated.
I think the only real problem I have with it is the gold people.
Yeah, I did not like the gold people.
But
yeah,
still,
they were weak villains.
Yeah, I love the character development in this one. It really develops a lot of the characters very well, some more. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. My 9th is Ant-Man. This is one where this one is probably the most surprising to me for the fact that it has so many problems behind the scenes where I didn't think it was going to be good. But I really had a very fun time with this one. I think Paul Rudd is great as Ant-Man. While I didn't care for the villain, I think Paul Rudd kind of makes up for that, and I love how they kind of like, even though these are all comic book movies, they're all different genres, and I think this one is a cool heist film. If I were to say so myself. My 8th is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just want to say, Adam Haskell is on the live chat. What's up, man? And
My man.
Him, MC Deadpool, and Sammy all agree on Guardians too. They all love it and think it's a fantastic film. So.
All right.
Yeah, we're not alone on that.
My 8th is Doctor Strange. Now, I think Benedict Cumberbatch is a perfect choice for Doctor Strange. I thought he did a fantastic job. Even though, I do like the Ant-Man villain better than the Doctor Strange villain, but I think this all the other characters are better in Doctor Strange, and then they are in Ant-Man. And overall, I had a better time watching this movie. I love Tilda Swinton in this movie, and I just seeing how Doctor Strange is an arrogant prick, and just seeing how he changes throughout the movie. I think that was really, really nice. My 7th is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, finally, we get another great Spider-Man movie. I think this is obviously the best since Spider-Man 2. I personally think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. And there were a couple pacing issues at times, but Michael Keaton is fantastic as I almost said Falcon. Vulture.
Falcon.
Falcon Punch.
But we finally get another great MCU villain in with Michael Keaton. I like a lot of the supporting characters. It's another one where I had a lot of fun with it. It's a nice coming of age movie.
All right.
My 6th is the one I just recently saw, Thor Ragnarok. Like you guys obviously know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Thor movies, but this one is so much fun. I love the tone, like I said before, and I just I think Chris Hemsworth does a fantastic job in this, and I think Mark Ruffalo is great in this. Jeff Goldblum is fantastic in this.
God himself.
I'm not going to go too much in depth with this movie because I do plan on doing a more in-depth review of this on my channel. But just know I love this movie. It's one of my favorite comic book movies of the year. And Thor Ragnarok is my number 6. My 5th favorite one is Iron Man. It's the movie that completely kick-started everything. Without this movie, I wouldn't even be talking about this. And it's one of the best origin stories ever made. And I think Robert Downey Jr. is perfect as Iron Man. My number 4 is Captain America: Civil War. Now, this is, I think people call this Avengers 2.5, and it's fantastic. I love it. I like how what they did is, even though I was very much Team Cap going in, and still Team Cap coming out, I still understood why Team Iron Man was Team Iron Man, and I didn't hate Team Iron Man like I thought I would. I thought they did that very well. And I just think it's a fantastic movie.
Okay.
3 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is the movie, like I think with Thor Ragnarok, that really is gonna, like how Thor Ragnarok is gonna really make people love Thor. This is the movie that made people really love Captain America. It's an incredible spy thriller where I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I was constantly surprised by this movie. It was so great. My number 2 is The Avengers. This is a movie that pretty much every nerd wanted to see as a young kid, and we finally got it, and it did not disappoint. I think it's one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. I love seeing everybody band together. I love the humor in it. I love Loki. And there's a reference. I'm not going to spoil it because it's a great reference. They reference this movie in Thor Ragnarok. A certain thing happens, and Loki just references this movie, and I think it's fantastic because it's one of the best moments in this movie. And I think this movie does a great job continuing the universe. And I can't wait to see what happens with Infinity Wars. My number one is Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one that completely took me by surprise as well. It's the most fun out of all these. I think this one is perfect. I think that just all the dynamic all five of them have are great. While Ronan isn't the best villain, I think everybody around him makes up for it. Rocket is easily my favorite. I mean, he was going into it, but I think Bradley Cooper does a fantastic job voicing him. And I think just the casting in this is all around perfect. And that is my rankings for the MCU.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great ranking, I would say. Yeah. All right, Andrew, and you have one more topic.
All right, my next topic is one that I'm really excited to talk about because, for those who know me, this guy's my favorite director of all time, and it's Quentin Tarantino. I want to talk about him finishing up his script. I'm actually pretty sad that he's finishing up the script. Well, not really, but I'm sad that this is his second to last movie, I believe. And I just want to see him make more movies because I feel like I wasn't alive enough to see a lot of his movies in theaters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen like 2 or 3, maybe. But anyway, Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director. So instantly, just when I found out that the not without knowing what this movie was about or like who was going to be in it, I was instantly excited for it because it is Quentin Tarantino. But I'm very interested in what it's about. The trials of Charles Manson, or something about Charles Manson, which I find very interesting.
Yeah.
And then he finished the scripts, and news broke that he specifically wrote parts for Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, which I find very interesting. They're both actors that have worked with him before. They're both actors that do fantastic in their roles. And I would love to see them. I would love to see them return for another Tarantino movie. I really hope they do get cast. Because I think just because they already have that pre-established relationship, it's already been proven that they work very well with Tarantino together, and I'm just interested to see where this goes. And I know Diego, you wanted to talk about it, so.
Well, here's one thing I read that made me more like Andrew, because when he said that all you need to know is that it was a Tarantino movie. Instantaneously excited for the film without knowing what it was at first. That's like me with Christopher Nolan, to be honest. Like anything he makes, like I'm like there day one. But anyway, what I read on Twitter was that when he finished the script was compared to his movie Pulp Fiction. That's how like the script is being compared to. So just hearing that makes me like,
oh yeah, yeah,
up to like an extent. And let me tell you, if Leonardo DiCaprio is in the movie and he plays Charles Manson, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like a heart attack.
Yo, because Charles Manson is one of the most sick motherfuckers to ever like grace this earth.
I think also some other actors that potentially that might be in it is Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know if she would play. No, I think Margaret Robbie would play Sharon Tate, I think, and then Jennifer Lawrence would be one of the girls who was part of the following. Charles Manson.
I'm just waiting for my call for my role in that movie. I could be hopeful, can I?
Yes.
I mean, I can't wait for that movie. That's only coming out in 2019, and that might be my most anticipated of 2019. Just hearing the cast. Yet. But Tarantino doing this movie and hearing the script is compared to Pulp Fiction. Can you ask for anything more?
Yeah.
But for real, I mean, like, hoping this finally gets him. I mean, I know he has Oscars, but I want him to at least see him win a Best Directing Oscar. If not, at least see one of his movies win Best Picture.
Yeah, he's only doing 2 more movies. This is his 9th one. Then after that, he's going to do 1 more, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, what do you got to say about this Double Nine? Are you excited?
I'm excited, obviously, because, Quentin Tarantino, one of the greatest directors of all time. I love a lot of his movies. And, I think Leonardo DiCaprio would be a perfect choice for Charles Manson. I think he would be a perfect choice. So I am very intrigued to see what they could do with this movie.
All right. Fantastic.
Hooray!
All right, Andrew, that's all you got to say, right?
Yes, that's all I gotta say. I'm really excited for this movie. Tarantino, like I said, is my favorite director of all time. How Diego is with Nolan, and trust me, I love Nolan. I am with Tarantino. So I'm really excited for this movie.
And that's how I am with Spielberg.
Yeah, so anything Spielberg. So if Spielberg makes War of the Worlds 2, are you going to be excited for that?
Highly doubt that will ever happen, but you never know.
Hey, see, the funny thing is, Tarantino hasn't made a bad movie, so I could be like, yeah, sure. Fuck it, make a sequel to that. Nah, actually, I honestly rather see him do 2 original movies.
Yeah, I mean, just before I let you go with Double Nine, I mean, I know a lot of people want him to do Kill Bill 3. I'm not opposed to the idea, but I'd rather see him do like an original movie as his last film. So.
If he was doing, let's say, like 5 or 6 more movies, fuck it, yeah, do Kill Bill Volume 3. But since he's doing 2 more, I want to see him do 2 original movies.
Right. Yeah. All right, Double Nine, you are the man with the last topics tonight. So you go ahead.
I got two topics. First one is Mark Strong is being in talks to play the villain of Shazam.
Ooh.
Okay. Shazam, as you all know, Shazam, we talked about last week. We talked about him getting cast and stuff like that. And now Mark Strong is being in talks to play the villain, which I'm actually quite intrigued by. I think Mark Strong is a great actor. I really do think he's a really great actor. He's given some really great performances. And I do have some intrigue if he does get cast as a villain. I would love to see him play the villain in Shazam. So, yeah, that's really what I got. Anybody got thoughts on that?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know much about the character Shazam in the first place, so I'm not really even sure what to expect for the movie. But what I will say is that Mark Strong's a really good actor. He plays good villains. So just hearing him being the villain, I guess, makes me intrigued in some sort of way. So that's all I really got to say. 'Cause like I said, I really don't know much about Shazam, the character, or anything like that. So,
okay.
What about you, Andrew?
I mean, I know a lot of quite a few about Shazam. I mean, I never really cared for it, but yeah, like Mark Strong plays good villains, so I can't complain about that.
All right. And
all right, let's talk about the whiny bitch ass of the hour, Tyrese Gibson. Let's talk about him for a moment.
I heard about that. Yeah.
So apparently, Tyrese Gibson will not return to Fast and Furious 9 if The Rock is in the movie.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
I really don't care at this point. This movie should have stopped a long time ago.
But just this whole feud between The Rock and Tyrese Gibson is stupid. Like, he's mad at him just because they pushed Fast 9 for the Hobbs and Deckard spinoff. And I'm like, okay, because he thinks The Rock is so full of himself and whatever, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And Tyrese Gibson is just being a whiny bitch about it. I'm just being straightforward with this. Honestly, he really is. Like, I'm like, dude, you're in a very successful franchise. Like, quit bitching. Who cares? The Rock is a bigger name than you. Fucking get over it, okay? Honestly.
He's one of the most successful actors today. Fuck
exactly.
off.
Just get over it. God. Like,
and if you want to be perfectly honest, I prefer The Rock over Tyrese.
Same. Like, honestly, like, what's your big idea? Like, seriously, the man needs help. Yes, he does, MC Deadpool. He needs some milk. That's what he needs, okay? The honest to God, he really does. But, man, just, I don't know. Like, why? Okay, wait, hold on.
I wish this movie wasn't happening, to be honest.
I really, honestly, I don't want the movie to happen either. I feel like they should just end it after 7, but Fate of the Furious was really good. So I am interested to see what they do with the rest of the movies. But the fact is Tyrese Gibson, man, he's just,
Yeah.
dude, you need to kind of lay off.
Oh, Danny asked, isn't Tyrese also in a custody battle? Yes, yes, he is. Apparently with his daughter or something.
I did not know about this. Oh, apparently he is. Okay.
What's up, Nick Canino?
Oh, Nick Canino's in the live chat. Hey, what's up, man?
Well, that's all I really got to say about this because, man, I don't know what's with. It's just.
Yeah.
It's honestly a shame because I really like Tyrese Gibson a lot, but, man, he's just acting like just so much of a crybaby that's honestly making him look kind of pathetic.
Yeah. All right, and that wraps up the second episode of the MTVM Podcast. That was exactly 2 hours. That's awesome.
Yes.
I want to thank
Good
everyone
job.
in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for doing this podcast again with me. I think this was another successful
Oh,
show.
yeah, very much.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a weekly show on Thursdays. The reason why I'm doing it today is because this Thursday I have something coming up for my school, so I can't do it this Thursday night. But it does sometimes. But at least you got this episode sooner rather than later, which is cool. But next Thursday could be the next episode for episode 3, where we know right away one of the topics is going to be the top 10 Michael Jackson songs. So.
Yeah.
We'll try to find some more good topics for you guys, see if anything crazy pops up within the next week. All that kind of good stuff. So do you guys want to say anything before I end the broadcast?
Well, thank you all for watching the MTVM podcast. I appreciate you all in the live chat. Thank you for watching. This was another very successful episode, and I cannot wait for episode 3. So I am Film Fan 5.9, and we'll see you all later. Peace. All
right, and Andrew?
No, I just want to thank everybody for watching. I think this was, another very good episode. I can't wait for episode 3.
Yep, and which is, once again, it should be next Thursday at 8 p.m. If anything changes, I'll let you know via social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Expect to see us again next Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be doing a little hiatus in the top 5 for a little bit, like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So,
yeah.
With that being said, I'll see you guys next time, and stay classy.
Goodbye.